Hey everybody. Oh, my hair fell down. Well, I've been working, so that does not surprise me. So, look at this day. It's beautiful. It's like 50 degrees, but the mountain has snow on it, so the cold is making its way down right to us while the sun's beating down on our heads. It's a very interesting dynamic. So, we've done a bunch of work today. A good portion of it for, oh, there's my hair stick. Here, y'all can watch me put my hair up and see my fat belly. Sorry, my pants are falling down because my belly's not as fat as it used to be, and these pants don't fit me like they used to. So, okay. So, now that we're prepared, let's take a look at some of the stuff that we've done today. It's not too big, but it's been fun preparing beds and whatnot. The big deal, we've got raspberries planted. They are called Tulamine raspberries. This guy is from last year. He has come up again this year. Let's see. Yeah, this guy. This is the OG. He's got buds all over him. And then this little guy, we planted these little guys around him so he'll have friends. So that was fun. And I went up and cleared a bunch of stuff. We have some potatoes that have decided to come alive. So we planted a whole bed of potatoes today already. I'll show you where we did that. Oh, I'm so happy it's nice out. So, potato bed. So there are 3 rows of 4 potatoes. Chris also took some to plant in parts unknown. He took all the ones that looked like they were going to have the hardest time to see what he could do to get them to thrive. I thought that was really cool. Chris is currently over there working on making a foundry that we started with Nate, and it just never got finished. Stuff happens. So we're going to try to get it finished this season. Got to get a crucible and stuff. So we also have, our strawberries are battling. See, most of these strawberries are, it's not even called a wild strawberry. It's like a mock strawberry. You probably have them in their yard. They make weird little thimbles that don't taste good. And then we have some that were given to us by friends that are these ones. I don't know if you can see, but they're inside of these to give them some protection from those mock strawberries. And those are real strawberries, and this will be their 2nd year. And I can tell the difference between the two now looking at them. That's cool. So we also fixed this string of lights that you might not be able to see. My finger's kind of following it right here. Yeah, so that string of lights was down. It got hit by a branch, and that happens. So I want to talk to you about something that doesn't get talked about very often when it comes to plants. Do you see these? There's some right there. There's some over here. My finger's on one. Some over here and over here. And there 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 and there. And they go through my garden. Check it. I say my garden. This is Save the Seeds garden currently. So that's a gopher. It's not a mole. It's a gopher. See, a mole hole or a molehill will have a hole right here. gophers backfill their holes up. This is a gopher mound. They're aerating our soil, so that's cool. But we're going to end up having to trap this thing. And then the local suggestion for after you trap a gopher is not take it somewhere and relocate. We're going to end up doing. But there is so much eradication of rodents and what are considered pest animals to keep vegetables and vegetable production viable. Tens of thousands of rabbits, mice, voles, foxes, coyotes are killed every year, either by traps, poison, or through the threshing machine coming through and catching them up while they're doing the mass agriculture. So we've got to figure something out. We've got the trap. We have a live trap, and we're going to bait it with sweet baby carrots and celery because they like root vegetables and they like tender stalk vegetables. So that should be both of them. The dog went to the bathroom on this one to mark it, to be like, hey guy, there's an animal here. Okay, but we'll talk more about that at a later date. Currently, I am planting Scarlet runner beans. So we're making some poles. I thought that you might want to hang out with me while I dig poles. So what we're doing, you can see here, we are skimming the top layer off because we've already done this once and tilled the whole thing. So the only thing that's left is really superficial. So we're just going to scrape this area that we're going to plant our runner beans at. So where can I set you up at is the real question that we need to ask ourselves. This should work. Glenn Garrison's gonna get on me because I did this up and down instead of sideways. And Glenn, I'm sorry. I didn't think about it when I started. Yeah, see? And then I have a little compost box right here inside of the garden, which I didn't want, I will admit. I didn't want a compost box inside of my garden, but now that it's there and we've done it, I'm still adding dry waste to it, like grass clippings and such, and turning it because it's an amazing source of dirt. It's such good compost. Bella was so right for having it there, and I fought against it. But I only fought against it when we had an actual greenhouse here, because I was worried about it bringing bugs into the greenhouse. And then the greenhouse came down, so that stopped being a concern. So we went to the Northwest Flower and Garden Show. I expected to be able to find some really cool seeds to plant, but I didn't. It was way more commercial than I was expecting it to be, though there were some really cool people there doing some really cool things. I wanted local pollinator seeds, but they only had them in wildflower mixes. And honestly, for Save the Seeds, that doesn't really help us. We don't really want wildflower mixes. We want wild daisy seeds that we can plant, or we can get to people that want to plant them. We want butterfly weed seeds by themselves, so on and so on and so forth. Wild geranium seeds. So we're still on the lookout for that, but I did find some really cool people who could be community pollinators. So one of them made compost strictly out of things found in the Sound and on the beach. And we talked about how important it is to have compost that has natural things from the environment around where you are composting. So like the moss and the wild geranium and cedar chips and things like that are really good compost for this area because it already exists here. So we're coming to about here. I know you can't see that necessarily, but it's about another 1.5 by 2.5 feet that I need to scrape off. Let's get down to work and do that real fast. Soil's rocky, but that's okay. I'm just stabbing the ground and turning the shovel, breaking up the top layer of dirt here. Get this out of here. I actually think I'm going to have to get rid of a little more topsoil. Yes. You're right, this would be easier if I had a hoe. I do not know where the hoe is. So, you'd do it with the tools you got. Them britches. We made this plot for tomatoes last year. The tomatoes didn't make it. We have different plans for tomatoes this year. Hopefully they will make it. pretty good there. So next, let's take a peek. So see, I have prepared the plot. Okay, so next, I've got these PVC pipes I found. So check it out. Drilled holes in them, ran all the stuff through, tied them together. Should hold pretty good. So let's make some holes for these things. Where's my little shovel? Ding dang do, man. Little shovel's for that. I highly suggest you get yourself a little shovel on a stick. It's amazing. This one even extends, but I got a perfect length for me. So now we're gonna get a single hole going. I've hit some kind of drainy area, I think. I've hit rocks. And landscaper's tape, so it could be anything. Pete had certain ways to tell you that you were in a dangerous spot when you were digging, like dropping a Coke can in it, stuff like that, lining the whole top of the area with Coke cans and stuff. So, we're just going to assume this was, at one point, something very similar to what it is now. So, it's like a good height. I can get to all that good bean action with it being that tall. Get some more of this dirt around it. Also, you can't trust the maps of where electrical might be around these parts, because Pete, that's just who he was. He was putting in stuff all the time. So, I made these a little long, but I'm kind of okay with that, you know? So, let's get this other one dug, and then we'll work on how we're going to deal with this. Boop. So I know that a lot of you out there are getting started on your gardens. We over here at Save the Seeds, we do a lot of work with putting our seeds in the ground with forethought. You know, we attach goals to our seeds, and then we grow them, and we work on our goals. And as we grow our seeds, so too grow our goals. How's that for getting about the same height? Not bad. Not bad, you may say. I say it. I don't know how many other people say it, but I'm also my own biggest fan. So, as one of my good friends says, you got to be your own primary. So, tell your jokes for you. And if other people laugh, awesome. Okay, so here we go. The trick now is going to be finding sticks and stakes. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to take these and get them attached to the ground. Then you plant your beans in a star pattern around your runner. And then it. So that's what we're going to do. The trick is going to be finding something to stake into the ground that's going to last all season. And I thought that I had stakes, but now I don't think I do. Huh. Let's see what we got here. Pete's always got stuff. What's underneath the porch here? Hey. Another hair stick. Maybe our friend Chris will know. Hey, Chris. I'm looking for 8 stakes of some sort, like tent stakes, to put these. Hey, Chris.
Hi, guys.
So, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let me round something up.
I appreciate you. Let's look at what you're doing.
Yeah.
Check it.
The bucket out.
Woohoo!
Reinsert the bucket.
Nice.
Fill up I got the concrete mixer, bag of sand. We got that plaster of Paris we got yesterday. We'll mix that up in the mixer. Reinsert the bucket and then bring it up to, fill it up to about this level so we have a couple inches around the entire top for charcoal to go all the way around.
Cool.
So there'll be charcoal down in here with the crucible and then charcoal on top as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We have all this scrap metal from when Pete was here, and so we're going to learn how to refine the metal and make cool ingots. Isn't that neat? Yeah. The mother organization for Save the Seeds Foundation does a lot of work. Children's programs, recycling programs, community bedding programs, community building programs. There's a lot to be done. Save the Seeds is just one facet. Super important facet, but just one facet. So, let's see. I'm going to give a peek while he's giving a peek, and maybe betwixt us we will find what we're looking for. Found a fork. Fork could be stuck into the ground pretty good. See, this is where I thought we had a bag. This is where I thought we had a bag of steaks. We do not. So, let's look at the roses then. Let's turn this around. So, these are our little fairy roses. They'll be coming up here shortly. I believe they're yellow. And then these little pink fairy roses are pink. They're very nice. I don't remember what this guy is, but it has new growth too. Some of you may know Strej. Strej is one of our members, and he brought all of these beautiful roses. This one makes long-stemmed red roses. They're gorgeous. This one who, oh my goodness, I didn't notice these earlier. There's one here and here and here and here and here. And this here, this is called a blue lady, and it has beautiful pale blue purple blossoms that smell amazing. I don't know what this guy is, but it lives in the shadow of the goddess, and so it has the hardest time growing. I'm going to find a way to put mirrors up that move light over here. You'll see. This is the most macabre rose I've ever seen in my entire life. It's called a JFK. It's called a John F. Kennedy rose. It starts out white, and then it slowly gets red striations across it before it dies. Totally called a John F. Kennedy. This one is another, I believe, red type that is called an Abraham Lincoln. So these are the 2 presidential roses. So I would like to point out that just walking over here, I stepped into the ground and went down like 3 inches because that's where the gopher's hole went. Oh, what we got over here? Well, look at that. Mushrooms. This mushroom's called a deadly gallerina. Actually, no! Dude, I think it's a honey. You see these white bits underneath here? That's indicative of the honey mushroom. I'm not going to eat it because it looks so much like a deadly gallerina. Huh. How awesome are mushrooms? We do a lot of mushroom hunting. In fact, one of the other things we got at that show that we were talking about was, we got we got 2 bags of 100 plugs of oyster and shiitake mushrooms. Well, that sure looks like onion, doesn't it? I think these are onions coming up. How great is that? Those would have been planted last season. This is all kale. So that all needs to be picked and the bed turned over. You can see our Jacinto kale over here is doing good. Look at all of these mushrooms. They're pretty. They look like deadly gallerina. So, and the thing is that honey mushrooms grow on wood and deadly gallerinas grow on the ground. Actually, deadly gallerinas grow on wood chips as well. So, but honey mushrooms get this one particular thing. Let's turn this back around. Let's see if these have them as well. No, I think that's a deadly gallerina. Well, that white striation, I don't know. I'll have to ask friends. It's weird. There's some mushrooms that really thrive on human interaction and living in places where the humans have made perfect conditions for them. So, but the Jacinto kale, we're letting it go to seed this year. They take 18 weeks, so it's going to seed. This is a cabbage. The cabbage never did what it was supposed to do, so we never got an actual cabbage, but that made it real easy to save it, so these two are also going to seed this year. I think that's also a cabbage. It could also be a kohlrabi, but I'm pretty sure it's a cabbage. So, we'll see what they do. How we doing, sir?
Good. I got this key there.
Oh.
Drill a little hole in the top.
Perfect. Blessings to you, my friend. Look at this. Look at this. This guy. This guy. Yeah. And then just zip a hole through the top and tie the string to it. Yep, that's perfect. Basically exactly what we did with up here. Cool.
Nice mushroom.
Thanks. I think it's a honey.
It looks like it, yeah.
But I wouldn't eat it.
Sulfur tuft or honey.
Well, look, it's got the little, like, white silver that the honeys get.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's too scary for me. I ain't gonna lie. So, getting something here to put you guys against so that you can watch as I zip these. So these are perfect. Can you see? Okay. And then if you want to just in case you didn't know, that's how you clean out the inside. You just turn it on and kind of run it around the inside. Yeah. That simple. I'm stepping all over this gopher hole over here. He's going to be mad. That's okay. I'm actually going to bury these relatively deep. So I'm going to try to cut these smaller, or use these smaller ones when I can. Stomp this thing down. There we go. Made in the good old US of A. I really appreciate Chris. I'm a finder. I'm going to go look for something. He's a fabricator. He's like, nah, fuck that. Excuse my language. Here's the 8th one. That's how many we needed. Alright, come with me. We gotta find us a little hammer. Shouldn't be too hard. We're a people of hammers. Let's see what we got over here. Grab up one of Chris's framing hammers. Look at the size of this thing. Bonk. So, though, my best bet is probably getting in here, making an actual hole to start. That in. There we go. Get that worm in there. Get in there, worm. Okay, so we've got that in pretty good. You can see that? Easy enough. So, let's do that. So now, what I didn't do, to make sure that was going in the right way, is can we get the whole thing through, do you think? There we go. Now watch. If I even put the right one through. I did, yay! You never do know with me. Okay. So we want to make sure the dirt is nice, compacted around these guys. Okay, so let's look what we got. See? So this right here, this is going to come all the way up to the top, where I've then tied it into a little bow so I can put the other ones through it, a little loop. So let's get these other ones finished. They like to hold on, that's for show. Okay. Start out with this time, right? Let's see. Got a hair stick that I found that I am going to use to push things. Oh, it broke. That's okay. Still usable.
I'm going to be running a piece of equipment here.
Okay, it's about to get loud, you guys. It's fair warning. You know what? I don't need to put it through both holes. That's what I'm learning. That's not that loud of a piece of equipment. What do y'all think? Can you even hear it? I bet you can't. Huh, okay. know you. Okay. We're looking good so far, I think. We'll see. Ooh. I think, oh, sorry, y'all. I didn't notice that we'd fallen. My bad. Sorry. I'm dropping things. There we go. Gave myself a stitch. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so come take a look. Top down. See how we've got the 4? So now we're going to put 5 beans around the base of each one of these. Okay? I put my hair up again. So you're going to watch. Because all of you need to learn how to put your hair up with chopstick. My hair is just not staying up today for whatever reason. 1. A tahoo. 3. It's actually not a very good chopstick is the problem. There are better chopsticks than others. So, we got one more. Let's get her done. Cross border. I love seeing the worms. Worms mean so many things. I want to be here. This is me and you time. So basically I could have gotten away with putting 1 hole in it instead of 2. Ain't no big gig. Jay? I'm a fan. Okay. You may not be able to tell, but if this is straight on, so these are like at the cardinal quarters, I'm doing this one at the cross quarters, right? So that they don't have to compete for space. The ground changes so much from spot to spot. Because of the river moving around so much. Everything over here was underneath the river at one point or another, according to Pete. I tend to believe him. He's pretty smart. So, these pieces of PVC, you can get these for like, I found these around the house, honestly, which is why we're using them. But you can get them relatively cheap. And that much PVC, it's probably one piece cut in half, really. Cost you 10 bucks. This twine cost me $4.95. This other little piece, you only need one. Let's say that's 6 bucks. You're still under 30 bucks. For this setup. I mean, you need a shovel. So, minus having to buy a tool for it, this is it. This is what you need. So, oh, look at that. He had a fucking hammer here the whole time. I will cuss. This is a little NSFW. I apologize. Ooh, it failed. It's okay. A big gig. Here we go. Around. We've had a very wet season, y'all. Yeah, I do not need it. Actually, you could take this too because I stole it from you.
No, go for it.
Okay, you had left one over here already, and I was like, oh, my bad. So, get that over there. Let's see here. I'm keeping my stuff about a foot away from the main pole. Which should be good. If you have other tips and you think that there's a better way, I'm always all about hearing it. Try putting it in this other way. So I just folded the twine on itself. That makes it so that it's not having to fight against its fibers to do the thing. In everything you do in the garden, you should try to work smarter, not harder, because there's a lot to do. So, any tip that makes it easier for you, you should take it. Thank the person that gave it to you, because they lost, you know, a day's worth of knee function to learn that trick for you. So, honor it. Keep making loops because I'm going to come behind it and put another string through it, and so I need it to have places to do that. It's the whole reason. Here now. Okay. One more. And like I was saying earlier, we did everything catty corner on this so that they didn't muck with each other. There's definitely more rock over here. I got so many big rocks out of here the very first time that I fixed this plot, though. So many big rocks.
Switch you out to the sledge.
Cool. You took my sledgehammer. Oh, Peter Gabriel, somewhere he weeps. It's okay, Peter. I'm calling out your name. Why don't you call out my name? Sledgehammer. Not a lot of people know this, but our man, Peter Gabriel, he studied for years in Africa, learning drums and other musical instruments because, well, he's freaking amazing. He did the entire score to the movie Last Temptation of Christ with Willem Dafoe. Harvey Keitel is Judas. Willem Dafoe is Jesus. Probably my favorite cinematic depiction of the Bible and the story of Jesus. But that's just me. You may have your own favorite. Down here. There we go. So, beans. So now, what we're gonna do, get you over here. You can actually see it. One, two, three, 4, and 5. Bean, 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 and bean. I'm going to cover them up. There we go. Now we're going to do that 7 more times. Should be easy. Let's look at it again. Bean, 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 bean. Right? Let's grab some beans. Beans. Boop. 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 Cover them. Get some soil up on them babies. There we go. So, let's put you guys back here. And then I'll get to work. Those ones are finished. Hey, honey bear. I think I got these ones. Did I get over here? I'm thinking I did not get there yet. If I did, we'll have a lot of bees planted in this particular spot. Put them babies to bed. Still got some left. I could plant around the middle of the pole. You think they'd like that? I'm gonna do it anyway. Yep. All that. I'm going to do it. Why not? We've got the beans. We've got the poles. Let's make it happen. And then I've got these little wanna beans that we're just gonna, they might do something, they might not. They're super tiny, emaciated looking beans. But there you go, everybody. We're done. I got to do some mail. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with us. I got to put these tools away and then got to go do mail. That's another magical day in the garden. We've got news coming down the pipe for Save the Seeds Foundation. Stay with your ears and eyes peeled because chances are there's some big stuff coming. Yeah, we'll see. Who knows? I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.